Hey everyone! I'm out traveling today, so I'm going to be filming from a different location, but I wanted to record this real quick and talk to you about something that I've been thinking about, which is communication and culture. Now, I want to touch upon three components specifically that I think are really important that you get consistent with when it comes to communicating culture. Those three components are, number one, what you say. Number two is how you say it. And number three is what you do, how you follow up those words with actions. So building a culture is something that you do both internally within your team or within your company, but it's also something that you do externally. It is something that you convey to your customers or the world around you. We're going to concentrate mainly on the culture that you build within your company, internally within your team, and with your employees. So for example, if you tell your employees that you want them to provide the best customer service available on the planet, but you're not willing to follow that up by spending the time or the money to educate them, for instance, you're not being consistent. What you say is not consistent with what you do. Or it could be that you tell your employees that they always need to talk friendly, in a friendly manner with your customers when they call in. But you write this in an email with large red fonts and tons of exclamation marks and a few angry emojis. You're not being consistent. What you say is not consistent with how you say it. Doing this is confusing. And when you confuse people around culture, it will lead to some really, really bad things. So the difference here is that your employees now have a choice between doing what is right and doing what is easy. If you have built your culture around doing what is right, and if you want to build that culture, you need to be consistent around those three components that I talked about. What you say, how you say it, and what you do. You need to be able to follow that up and be stringent throughout. If you're not, you will not be able to communicate that culture where your employees or your team choose to do what is right. They will always choose to do what is easy. And unfortunately, it is way easier to provide mediocre customer service than it is to provide world-class customer service. So here's a quick exercise for you. I want you to scrutinize yourself at this point and ask yourself, are you really being consistent across those three areas? What you say, how you say it, and what you do. Are you conveying a stringent and consistent culture to your team or your employees? And if you're not, figure out where you're being inconsistent and try and figure out what you can do to change that, to make it more consistent in order to build that culture and communicate that culture that will encourage your employees or your team to do what is right instead of choosing the easy way. Don't confuse them with what your culture really is. If you are being inconsistent when it comes to culture, so will they be. So make sure to be stringent, make sure to be consistent, follow up words with proper actions, and your employees or your team will follow. So that is all for this time. I hope to see you again soon. Take care.